to his voice, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Open your hearts, open up your hearts to Christ. The deepest joy there is in life is the joy that comes from God and is found in Jesus Christ, the Son of God.
On October 14th, 1978, Polish Cardinal Karol Józef Wojtyła was elected Pope by his fellow cardinals and became a beacon of social justice and the ideology of consistent ethic of life for decades to come. Taking the name Pope John Paul II, his papacy devoted his time to facing issues on human rights. He has been linked to helping free the people of nations such as Chile, Paraguay, and Haiti from brutal dictatorships, using his words as guiding light to help end these brutal regimes of ruling the people. Pope John Paul II was also seen as a catalyst in the end of communism, with people going as far to say Reagan, Thatcher, and John Paul II were the trio who destroyed Soviet communism and its evil empire. Pope John Paul advocated for the terminations of the end-of-life care, saying, "No one, however, can arbitrarily choose whether to live or die. The absolute master of such a decision is the Creator alone, in whom we all live and move, and have our being." Many similar beliefs and ideas were reflected upon and shared in his first papal encyclical letter, Redemptor Hominis, released shortly after his nomination into the papacy in 1979. The Pope is most well known for his fight against capital punishment. The Pope claimed it should be used in cases of absolute necessity, but Pope John Paul II also followed this by saying there are very few to no cases in the world today that see capital punishment as an absolute necessity. The quintessence of his papacy's work came in the Evangelium Vitae, meaning the Gospel of Life. The encyclical was the magnum opus of all the Pope's work, with a number of cases regarding abortions and euthanasia, as well as capital punishment on the rise. The Pope saw all of this as the main reason for a lack of unity amongst the people of today. On the idea of any killing, Pope John Paul II said, "Brothers kills brother." Like the first fratricide, every murder is a violation of the spiritual kinship uniting mankind in one great family, in which all share the same fundamental good, equal personal dignity. John Paul II draws many comparisons to the Bible, from Cain and Abel to the birth of Jesus, but one of the most powerful is to the book of Job. In this comparison, his papacy recalls the fact that Job's suffering challenged his faith, put it to the ultimate test, but in the end he was rewarded with eternal life. It is said that those who avoid this suffering separate themselves from the Lord and corrupt their bond with God, as he too is a part of our suffering. Although speaking on these matters in a religious context throughout the encyclical, Pope John Paul II also speaks on them legally, saying laws that legitimize abortion, euthanasia, assisted suicide, genocide, or any unnatural end to human life are in complete opposition to life, going as far to say there is no law that will ever legitimize these acts. Pope John Paul was later canonized on April 27, 2014, a result that came to be after decades of working towards a better world and protecting the people in it. That is Saint John Paul II, and he defended the consistent ethic of life.